afternoon, Pokésports, and welcome to another VGC Battle Stadium Series 12 video. Bring you a Machamp team, not just any Machamp team, a G-Max Machamp team in Trick Room with Calyrex-Ice and Gothitelle. Now, this team is from Turtlemania7 on Twitter, also known as Turtlemania VGC, who does stream and did actually stream their run with this Machamp. They use this Machamp team to get to Master Ball, which is actually a pretty fun concept. You know, at the start of the new season, before you get to Master Ball, it doesn't actually matter what you use as long as you get there, right? So I like that concept of just like, hey, go in with whatever. And then once you're there, then you could try hard. So here we have Machamp, one of my favorite Pokemon, and you know, the Pokemon that everyone forgets about. It's one of my favorite Pokemon because I'm a big wrestling fan, right? And wrestling is really big in Japan, so it makes sense why Generation 1 would have a wrestling Pokemon. So that Machamp has always stuck out as a really cool Pokemon to me. Also, it has 4 arms. Anyway, the goal in this video is going to be, hey, let's raise our critical hit as much as possible. Right? And then have the Palkia with the scope lens next to it and do some damage. And if we have to, we'll set Trick Room. We'll see what happens. But what's also cool about Machamp is that it does have access to, like, you know, high horsepower, close combat, elemental punches, and wide guard, which is kind of big in this this meta game in general. A lot of Pokemon have spread moves, so you're able to deal with all those spread moves with just the wide guard. We're not going to be Dynamaxing our Machamp in every single battle. I will try to, because that's kind of the goal, but you know, certain times call for different things. Anyway, if you guys are excited to see Machamp here on the channel, you know what to do. Hit the like button down below and subscribe to Pokésports if you haven't done so already. And with that said, let's get on to today's battles. Scizor. There was a person that literally commented we need a Scizor team. So if this team does well, I'll just write it down. Scizor Ogre, Moltres G, Sableye, Amoonguss, and Calyrex. I guess that makes sense. Scizor is going to be interesting. It doesn't actually make a big difference for our team, right? Like, our team doesn't really care about Scizor too much. Gothitelle is going to hate, you know, bug moves, but that's pretty much it. But I think overall, it's just, hey, it's a nice Pokemon. I don't know what it does for them in this specific situation, but I do know that Machamp can go pretty darn hard here as long as we remove the Moltres from the game. And Calyrex can easily remove a Moltres from a game. Now, they also don't have any Intimidate on their side of the field, but they do have a lot of Pokemon that can status me, like Sableye, like Amoonguss, so we do have to be a little bit cautious about that as well. I'm kind of inclined to leave with Machamp, because Machamp doesn't really care about getting burnt. In fact, I welcome it. And I also can't be put to sleep if I do have my Flame Orb proc. I'm going to need Rill in the back. I think I'm going to lead Palkia here. Yeah, let's just go with the lead. The 2. Bring those 2. Bring Rillaboom. Call it a day. I almost ran out of time there because I was too busy admiring the Scizor. Let's see what you have. Every time I get into a game, I just remember that I did change my trainer card, and I do still like it a lot. All right, they got the Slowpoke shirt. They are going to bring the Scizor. Wow, it is going to be a lead of choice for them. Hey, I'm fine. I'm okay. This is where I want to be right now. Scizor, I don't care about too much, to be honest. Like, what is stopping me from clicking Dynamax, clicking Max Chi Strike into Scizor, and then just Trick Rooming? Nothing really, right? How many Chi Strikes do I need to get 100% accurate? Oh, do I just get it with 1? Is that all I need? 1 Chi Strike? Hold on. Crits are 1 in 24. Chi Strike makes it... I don't know how math works. 1 in 12. Then Scope Lens makes it 1 in 6. And then high crit ratio from Spacial Rend makes it 1/3. Oh, well, wrong one. Is that their whole idea? They thought my Palkia was the Dynamax? Is that it? That's such a wasted turn. Okay, is that all Scizor does for you? Whatever. Okay, well, now we bring in my Cali, I guess. Or my Rilla. I have Fake Out. No, I think I need to save Rilla. Yeah, I'm going to bring in my Cali, and I'm just going to Protect. I'm curious how much a Chi Strike is actually going to do to this thing. I was too busy doing math in my head. Math that I should have known before coming into this battle. But hey, listen, it's about learning on the fly. To hit KO easy. Nice. Absolutely amazing. I think now we go for another cheese strike. They're going to try to burn that spot, which sucks, but oh well. Did I not take burn damage? Am I going crazy? I guess not. Cool. Does Guts not take burn damage? I haven't played with a Guts Pokemon in so long. Well, what's stopping us from just doing that again? Let's protect this time. I really want a Trick Room up though, I'm not gonna lie. Because the Trick Room would have helped us out a lot, if I'm gonna be entirely honest. They try to trick again. I'm confused. Do they not have Willow? They must not have Willow. Fine by me. There goes Scizor. Yeah, they just don't have Willow, right? Because, like, why would you trick again? To give me Scope Lens? Oh, so I do take burn damage. It's not the initial turn. Got it. Okay, so far Machamp's doing some work. I'm not even going to lie. Doing some serious work. What are they saying now? Ogre? I'm still down to punch that. Like, I understand I'm about to take a lot of damage here, unfortunately, but it is what it is. I could, at the very least, go for a Quake into the Ogre. Or do I just punch it again? Quake would give the Palkia special defense, which would help a lot. So I think I'm gonna settle for just a punch. Since I lost my Scope Lens anyway, the Cheese Strike doesn't seem that necessary. Coming from that side. Does Cheese Strike work like focus energy? Like you can't, if you use it twice, it doesn't matter. All right, Water Spout is gonna connect. My Machamp is gonna take it though. Beautiful. I'm at the point where I'm just gonna keep this Sableye alive. Followed by the foul play. Ouch. Big spooky damage. Kevin no likey. Do we get a crit here? Gorgeous. I don't know if that was a crit, but it was a lot of damage. No crit. Wow. Okay. But hey, like I said, still a lot of damage. Still can't complain. I have the fun move called Wide Guard now. I'm at the point of the game where I'm just gonna keep the Sableye alive until the end. Like, I don't actually care about this Pokemon anymore. No, actually, I'm not gonna do that. In fact, I'm gonna knock it out now. Yeah, I think I Wide Guard Spacial Rend Sableye. But getting rid of Ogre is just gonna be so nice. It's a rough call. It's a hard decision, not gonna lie. But I do have Rillaboom in the back, so I will settle for just knocking out the Sableye if I can here. And hope the Wide Guard does also go through. Now, this is like a public rental that a lot of people might have access to. That's fine. That's especially fine. That's a really good swap that we just got on there. I guess they were assuming we would go for Trick Room here. That might be their assumption. Here's a Wide Guard, baby. Wide Guard helps a lot for their Calyrex as well. All right, here's a Special Run now into the Calyrex spot. We do learn that we outspeed their Ogre, which is really good information to have. That was a lot of damage. It is going to be a crit. We don't need a Scope Lens, baby. Nice try with the Origin. But yeah, I think since we just learned that we outspeed their Ogre, then we have no reason not to just Wide Guard again and get rid of their potential Trick Room setter right here. Actually, should I just go for the Spatial? It's 95. I'm not going to miss a Spatial. I refuse to miss a Spatial. It's 95% accurate. I could go for an Earth Power. I'm just not sure the Earth Power KOs. Especially if they Dynamax, for example. Keep in mind, they still have a darn Dynamax available. They could Dynamax the Ogre, and honestly, I hope they do that. They now have every Pokemon on their team low enough to where they don't want to Dynamax it. Okay, they are going to Dynamax something, but like I said, everything is so low. Hopefully I did need to Hydro. They do Dynamax. Rilla's going to clean this Ogre up. That's it. That is it. Don't mind at all. As long as I still outspeed, as long as I get maybe the hit onto the Caly-Ice, I'm fine. Cali's going to protect? Okay. Like I said, I still outspeed. I'm gonna wide guard. This wide guard's gonna be meaningless this time. Let's see if they decide to knock out the Palkia or if they knock out the Machamp here. Here comes the geyser. Big old geyser into the Machamp. Okay. Fine. Absolutely fine. We bring in Rilla, we knock out Ogre. This is the easiest turn of my life. We bring in Rilla, knock out Ogre. And then go for Spacial Rend again into Calyrex. There's no safe switch, because their safe switch is a Sableye. This Rilla puts a lot of pressure on him. That's for sure. That's without a doubt. Let's just go ahead, go for the Grass Glide into the Ogre, knock that out. Go for the Spacial Rend into the Calyrex, hopefully knock that out. The good thing about Ogre Dynamaxing is that it can't raise the ally stats. Because all the moves that Ogre typically runs don't raise stats. They run like, what, double water, electric, and ice. So we should be okay on that front. Ogre will be knocked out, thankfully. Adios, big whale. And let us now see the Spacial Rend damage. Please show me something that hurts. Yes, okay. Let's go, Sableye. Let's try your trick shenanigans with eject button. The scope lens Sableye coming out on the field now. Will it be enough to win the game? I don't think so. I don't have a lot of high hopes for the Sableye here. Let's go for the Grassy. Go for the Hydro to have a little bit of fun. Battle was canceled, as it should be. There was just no way a Sableye with only foul play and a scope lens can come back from that game. GG's anyway. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed with Machamp, not gonna lie. Double Genie Swordfish. Got it. Okay, so a little bit terrifying. Not gonna lie. The Double Genie plus the Tailwind is really spooky for us specifically, but I do feel like Machamp can be good as long as we're put in the right situations. Looking at their team, I can honestly say that maybe if we lead like Palkia, try to Trick Room. I can't go Palkia Instant, unfortunately. I think I'd go Palkia. Might go Palkia, Goth, Machamp, and then Cali. But then I don't bring. Then I'm not going to be bringing Rilla to the Ogre matchup, which is a little bit iffy. I guess I could use Cali, but I don't need Cali. What if I just do Rilla in the lead as a fake out lead? Bring Machamp in the back, bring Cali. We'll leave Gothitelle behind. We'll try it this way. That's a little bit scary because, of course, they're going to have the Intimidate lead, maybe, as an option. I was really hoping that I would be able to lock them in. But if that option's out of the window, then we're going to have to make do with what we have. Which isn't bad. I think the Pokemon we have is nice. Of course, I'm also trying to force the Machamp here. Is Machamp the right play? Maybe, maybe not. Yikes, this is spooky. But as long as we have Fake Out, that's great. I think Fake Out Trick Room is our only play. We have to Fake Out the Zacian, of course. And then go for the Trick Room here. And then after that, we'll see what happens. I mean, I might lose a Rillaboom for no reason, but... I mean, that's a lie. It's not for no reason. It's definitely not for no reason. It's for a reason. Let's just see if it's a good one, right? Let's see if it's worth it in the end. Let's see if sacrificing my Rillaboom is enough to win me the game in 3 turns, right? Or 4 turns. Anyway. Zacian's terrifying. Anyone agree? I definitely think so. The thing with the Thundurus, though, the Thundurus can pretty much just select one of my Pokemon. My thought process was also, hey, let's just a hard swap because the Zacian's not going to stay in there. Unfortunately, Zacian didn't stay in there, but they got the Intimidate on the wrong ones. If they do knock out my Rilla, fine. Knock out the Rilla. And also by that instant switch, they now show us their whole team, which is really convenient as well. I'm now given options as to what to do next. Because if they are going to Airstream here, then at the very least, I will definitely outspeed the Incin with my Palkia next turn. But it all depends on what they decide to do, right? This was a Sash Incin, which has been going around. I now broke that. I will be able to outspeed Incin with Palkia. Oh, they went into Palkia. Why? Oh, yikes. That's spooky. Unnecessary aggression, I guess. Okay, here's a trick room. Interesting. They kept my Rilla alive. So I should keep it alive too. Is what that means. Well, now I'm gonna go for the Hydro Pump onto the Ensign. I could also go for knock off the Life Orb on the Thunderous, but I don't think it's even worth it. I think we just hard swap into Cali here. That'll really put a lot of pressure on him. Just a straight hard swap into Cali. Especially if we're able to get the KO on the Ensign. I don't think they realized what they did. They might have made their Ensign faster than my Palkia. I think they did. With just one Airstream, it should be outspeeding, right? Which means I should now be outspeeding with the Hydro Pump. Beautiful. Scope Lens? Probably don't even need it. Didn't even need it. Okay, cool. Doesn't matter. That's the Ensign gone. That's the only Pokemon on their team that can now stop me from doing Calyrex-Ice things. I get to do it with Machamp. That sounded wrong. Oh my good. Disregard. I get to do the critical thing with Machamp. Ooh, I like where this is going. I love where this is going, actually. Send in the Zacian, I dare you. Go ahead, send in that Zacian. Do we have Max Quake on Machamp? Yeah, right? I'm gonna go for Dynamax, Max Key Strike into the Zacian, followed by. Do we just do the straight up Glacial Lance? It all depends on what the Zacian wants to do, right? What if we just double ground move into Zacian? The issue is I might lose a Dynamax for absolutely no reason. So I feel like at the same time I have to go for the Thunderous. And I don't think an Ice Punch from a Machamp is going to be enough to knock out the Thunderous. So I should just max guard first. And Glacial Lance to knock out Thunderous. Let's do that. Let's try that out. Let's try that out. Because I feel like they got to know that a ground move is coming into that Zacian spot, whether they like it or not. They got to know that I could double into it first, too. So I feel like they might want to go into the Machamp here. And in this case, at least I can guarantee that I have the Guts boost going too, for that guaranteed extra damage. That little oomph. Zacian Protect. No, that's not what I wanted. Double Protect. No, that's really not what I wanted. That's bad. That's real bad. That means they went into Cali. Yep. I mean, I get it. I definitely get it. But it's not over. It's not great, but it's not over. It's never ogre. All right. I should be able to knock out the Zacian, and I don't think they know that I can do that. That's the good news. With the Guts boost, I think I'm able to knock out Zacian. Not with the Key Strike, but with a Quake. And since their only flying type is currently on the field, well, not really. They have a Tornadus, but I highly doubt they brought Tornadus into this matchup. Just doesn't make any sense. That means we can go for the Max Quake into the Zacian. That should be enough damage to knock out the Zacian. Go for the Fake Out into the Thunderous. Stop the Thunderous from attacking this turn. And just take advantage of our Trick Room turns for as long as possible. Withdraw Thunderous. Okay, so they did predict the Fake Out there. Their own Rilla? So no Ogre. Dang, that sucks. No Ogre. Why? Why not? Alright, well, we do get a Quake off for what it's worth. Some damage. I could still punch everything with Ice Punch. The Wide Guard doesn't make a difference either, though. Is it worth Ice Punching and high horsepowering the Zacian? I think it might be. Because no matter what they do, we get the correct call there. So let's go for Ice Move plus high horsepower. That should be able to knock out Zacian, even if they swap. Yep, perfect. That's why I did it. It covers us for both. Now I got a free KO on the Thunderous. They go for the Grassy Glide. That is going to do a lot more damage than I wanted to, but thankfully the Hailstorm is going to connect. All right, bye, Thundy. It's going to be close. I don't think we actually win, though, because the Zacian is going to... We're going to be out of Trick Room soonish. I think we are wasting a lot of time outside of Trick Room. Or in Trick Room. That did no damage either. Wow. Alrighty. If we can have one more turn in Trick Room, we might have a chance. I really just don't know what my counter's on, though. If we have one more turn, then I can knock out the Rilla at least. Make it a 2v1 versus the Zacian. We both have ground moves. Zacian can only attack one Pokemon in the end game. Dang it, we don't. Oh. This is bad. What is our next option? We need grassy terrain to run out as well. We need to live one more Grassy Glide on my Machamp spot. The Zacian's probably going for the Rillaboom here if I had to guess. I think we double into Zacian. That's our only bet. Double into Zacian and hope that I live a Grassy. I can't protect anyway with either one of these, so it doesn't really make a big difference. I just have to make sure that my moves go into the right places. Why? That's just a certain play that I don't understand. That gave us a chance to come back. Imagine I Ice Punched. Just imagine I Ice Punched. Oh my goodness. If I Ice Punched, I won. They gave me an avenue to win. Oh my goodness. That makes me upset. Oh well. It is what it is. Because I shouldn't have an avenue to win, but they're giving me one. Is Grassy Glide terrain gone soon? No, not soon enough. Okay, well. I think nothing changes here, though. Since I can't protect anyway, I have to double into the Zacian. There's a Beyblade. Who are they going to select? It's probably going to be the Machamp, if I had to guess. Okay. They selected the Rilla. But I think I still lose. I think I still lose because... Oh, they have Woodhammer. I definitely lose. GG. Oh, but I had an avenue to win. That's the thing. If I Ice Punch the Rilla, I won that game. Then it was a 2v1 situation with the Zacian. The Zacian dies to just one high horsepower from either one of those two mons. Oh, that was rough. Oh well, GG. Okay, it's that team that does well with the Bronzong on it. I mean, I faced this team when playing against Aaron. I know all the sets and items now. And I've seen a couple of other YouTubers like Manby and Gigawatts did play this team on their channel as well. Okay, we have to decide what to do, and I think Trick Room is the way to play, but the issue is they do have the Bronzong. So fighting for that Trick Room spot is going to be a little bit annoying, to be entirely honest. We're also going to have to find a way to stop the Venusaur. I think our best way to stop the Venusaur is probably Incin. What if we do Incin Cali? Nah, but then we open ourselves up to you know, like the Intimidate from their Incin. If we just like throw all of our physical attackers into the fray. All right, let's do Incin Palkia. We'll bring him a champ because it's the Machamp game, even though we probably shouldn't bring Machamp here. And I guess Calyrex is going to be our last here. Now we have to worry about this Bronzong. Now, if they decide to bring Bronzong, which they should, then that's at least one Pokemon that doesn't do a lot of damage on their team unless we enable it. Unless we allow it to do that much damage. That's the good news. Now we know that this is like Black Glasses and foul play on this Yveltal, which is definitely spooky, and you know, that's going to be a little bit problematic. Okay, their lead, they did go with the Intimidate lead, they did go with the Yveltal lead. We do have an opportunity to just eliminate Incin from the game, and if that's ever an opportunity, I kind of want to take it. Their Intimidate went first before ours, so we can't go for any fake outs here. So I think the only other option is just go for the parting shot here on their Evital, Dynamax, go for the Geyser into the Incin, just knock it out. Get it out of the game. Now, if they switch in Sun, be my guest, it won't do much, right? Because we'll just change it. They'll just take damage for no reason, and we'll change the weather back. So the Sun switching is actually not ideal for them, I don't think. All right, we are going to Dynamax first, which might mean that their Yveltal is not Dynamaxing, which is pretty good for us, I guess. I mean, it could be good, could be bad, because at the same time, we're going for the parting shot here to lower the Yveltal's special attack and physical attack. If it's not going to Dynamax, it doesn't lose too much, because it could just undo. Oh, okay, that's a little bit annoying. Hey, but we have Scope Lens, right? We have Scope Lens. So what does this mean? This means we get the crit, baby. Hilarious. We got it, right? There was no way that wasn't a crit. That was a lot of damage. Oh, well, dang, Palkia. That's all I gotta say. Well, dang. Okay, so they're gonna just sit here and Snarl. Did Aaron's have Snarl? This might be a different team. Same setup, same lineup. I have Machamp with Wide Guard, though. But they could have Oblivion Wing. I'll bring it out anyway. It gets the burn automatically, which is really cool. You guys didn't know that's how Guts works. Upon switching, the burn still... Or I guess that's how Flame Orb works. It's a good way to bypass your turn of less damage. Bronzong. Ooh. Interesting. Now, I could go for the Wide Guard, but I know they're definitely going to want to go for Insert Air move here. So I think instead, I'm just going to Heart Swap back into the Incin. I don't actually want the Machamp to be on the field right now. And while I am Geysered up, -1, but still Geysered up, I'm considering going for the Max Geyser into the Yveltal, because I really don't have a better way of knocking it out. Unless Trick Room is set, but at the same time, I really want to knock out this Bronzong. Ooh, it's a hard decision. I think I'm going to go Yveltal, though. I'm going to let this Bronzong stay on the field for a little bit longer. They are going to Dynamax something, right? No? Oh, well, these are my swaps first. Okay. Swap out into Machamp, go back into the Incin, which gives me a little bit of fake out priority. If they set Trick Room, I think they help us. So I don't think they set Trick Room. The only Pokemon that benefits from Trick Room right now is that Bronzong. Okay, they just go for another Snarl. But we have Scope Lens. Which means that at least one of these geysers should crit. Maybe. That's still a lot of damage for -2. That might have been the crit. No, it wasn't. Okay, I'm just learning that Palkia is a dumb Pokemon, is all I'm learning today. Alright, I'm gonna fake out here, because I don't want it doing that again. I'm just gonna Geyser there again. Knock out the Yveltal. Once I knock out Yveltal, I'll feel a lot more comfortable with the matchup and with the game in general. There's a Snarl. Instant avoids. Not that it matters. Palkia was the important one. But we have Scope Lens. Come on, can the final one be the Scope Lens? Please. I don't know if that was Scope Lens. Was it? Come on, show me the crit. I just want my item to be meaningful. No, it wasn't. Palkia is just dumb, I guess. All right, we got rid of the Yveltal. That's a big Pokemon to get out of the way. So that I will take. Now, this Bronzong setting up on us is going to get annoying. It's going to get very annoying, especially with that Groudon switch right there. Ugh. Well, at least they're down to, you know, these two. Like, I did bring them down to 2 months. This Incin, are you the Shuck of Berries? It is not. I might have to go into... Ooh. I might just lose my Palkia for no reason. This is a rough game, not gonna lie. I'm gonna attempt a Flare Blitz into that spot. I feel like they're gonna Max Quick into Palkia, which I'm honestly gonna be welcome. I'm gonna welcome it. Let's Trick Room. Let's try. I think Trick Room benefits us more than it helps them. I could be wrong. They're gonna Dynamax something. That's definitely gonna be the Groudon, right? They got a late game Dynamax. They got one Dynamax to like ruin my whole life. So let's find out. I have 4 Pokemon, all nearly full HP. Can they ruin my life with this one Groudon is the question. I feel like if I was the Groudon, I would go for the Instant. They go for the Quake. That could be on anyone though. No, they went for Palkia. Okay, so no Trick Room today. But I do get a Flare Blitz off into that spot, which is honestly not too bad. And I do believe I can go for Glacial still. This is going to be a nice Flare Blitz in the sun on this Bronzong as well. They probably body press that spot. Oh, look who got the crit, baby. It was the Instant all along. The Instant had the Scope Lens. Not gonna lie, that's like such a big deal for us. That's like a real big deal for us. Now, I think I'm gonna sack off the Machamp here, not gonna lie. I think the Machamp sack is the only way. Just to preserve the Intimidate swaps and stuff. Question is, they probably have a Fire move. Do they Fire move into Calyrex or do they go for the Instant? I don't think they go for Instant. This is me playing a little risky. I'm protecting. And then Parting Shot. Bring in Machamp. Intimidate again. And I'll probably still die to a Fire move. We'll find out though. No, they're just Quaking again. Never mind, I messed up. Nope, wrong one! Yes! The Parting Shot worked. Nice. The fact that they didn't Fire move means they definitely don't have it. Here's a Parting Shot. Enjoy. We're going to play the Incineroar game, folks. The game where you do nothing but click Parting Shot with Incineroar and swap in Pokemon that then switch back into Incineroar. Welcome to Pokemon. This is Series 12. My name is Kevin. I'm your coach. This is how to Incin. All right. Machamp's not going to do much this game. Doesn't seem, at least. But Incin is. Swaps back. Go for the Glacial. Bada bing, bada boom. Don't think that they can one-shot us. Yeah, the writing was on the wall there. The writing was on the wall. Like, it was like, okay, we know what's next. What's next is the Incin doing somersaults until I have no attack left because my poor little gigantic demon land monster is afraid of a little cat. Anyway, let's go ahead and get you guys that rental. And here you have the rental code for the Machamp team. Honestly, Machamp did some pretty decent stuff today. I know in the last battle we didn't get to use it too much, but it was still there as a cheerleader. And the other 2 battles, it did make a lot of things happen. It did enable a lot of crits, which was really nice. It also did enable a lot of my other side mons. The wide guard came in handy in certain matchups as well, which was really cool. Thank you so much, Turtle Mania, for making this team public and making this team in general. Make sure to check out Turtle Mania. They're a great VGC competitor, make great content. So we'll leave their links down below in the description. As always, all credit goes to them for this really fun team. I wasn't brave enough to make a Machamp team, but I'm glad that Turtle Mania was. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, hit the like button down below and subscribe. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.